Hi, I'm Justin Miller with the Chong Miller Group. Today I have a special video. This is the mid-month market update for March 2020 for the Las Vegas residential real estate uh, sales activity. I'm doing this special report because we've had some discontinuity in sort of the way we live our lives during the course of March. And I'm sure a number of you are very curious as to what the impact of that discontinuity has been with regard to sales activity, purchasing activity in real estate. Instead of waiting until the regular monthly market update that I'll do in a couple weeks, I decided to give you an early snapshot so that we have a better understanding and can talk more in a more informed manner as to what's actually going on right now. So this market update is unlike my others. I usually try to do them around the 10th of the month. Those of you who've been following for a while know that I don't hold tightly to that 10th of the month. Sometimes I'm slightly earlier, sometimes I'm considerably later. As you saw with the March 2020 update earlier in March, I'm actually trying to regularize these and professionalize these. I've hired a company to help. We'll see that will definitely continue and will go forward, but we'll see what the change in the way in which we live our lives will mean as related to the production of the April 2020 update and maybe even May. There's a series of videos that are being put together, a couple of series. There's the market update series. There's an Ask the Professor series, which I shot for March. I need to redo it because the information has become completely inaccurate. There's the Insights video, which I did the March one on the coronavirus and its impact. We'll have another one of those in April. There's also another video series, You're at Home with Justin. And so these are designed to come out approximately once a week throughout the course of the month. There'll be one iteration of each of these. But again, right now, I don't know exactly the schedule in which those will roll out because of the discontinuities we've experienced as a society over this past month, and I'm giving you this special update mid-March 2020. So let me talk about this in a couple of ways. One is, what's the total supply of houses on the market yesterday? So yesterday was the 23rd of March. I'm filming this on the 24th. I'll get this up undoubtedly today. I don't know when you'll watch it. It may be today. It may be 7 months from now. I do want to caution you with regard to the videos. The videos go up and the content on the videos is largely static. If you object 7 months from now to something that I said 7 months ago, because it turned out to be phrased a way you didn't like it, sorry, the video is what the video is. So this is March 24th as I'm filming this. At this time yesterday, there were 4,281 active listings. Now, again, those are, like I always do, single family, resale, in the Las Vegas Valley. So I actually narrowed that slightly. Usually I use the entire Las Vegas Realtors MLS geography. This is actually slightly smaller than that. This is the Las Vegas Valley itself. So it does not include Pahrump. It does not include Boulder City. It does not include far outlying areas, but it does include all of Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, Henderson, and the unincorporated areas of Clark County that exist within the valley itself. So that is what most people think of as Las Vegas. So 4,281 active listings yesterday. There were another 63 that were classified as coming soon. Interestingly, those coming soon listings do not hit the third-party aggregators like Zillow and Realtor.com and Trulia. Rather, they're confined strictly to inside the MLS, and so only licensed real estate agents who are members of the Las Vegas Realtors, what used to be called the Greater Las Vegas Association of Realtors, have access to those. So something that the third-party aggregators do not have. That inventory is really tight, right? Especially if you consider this is March. This is the spring selling season has begun, right? It usually begins in Las Vegas just about the end of February. We're there. Inventory should be going up. It's not going up. But more interestingly, in the last 15 days, so from the 23rd, counting backwards 15 days to the 8th, from March 8th to March 23rd, there were 89 expired listings. Listings expire when they get to a certain point and the contract under which they've been listed expires, the listing itself goes away. And so usually that's 6 months. Sometimes it's 12 months. Sometimes it's 1 month. It could be shorter. But usually it's something about 6 months. If something hasn't sold, it expires. So 89 listings expired in that 15-day period. If we go to the 15-day period prior to that, 199 listings expired. So the 199 is not especially unusual. Even in a tight inventory market, things are mispriced or they're mismarketed or they show really badly for various reasons, and things expire, right? So when something gets listed into the market, it either sells or goes into contract and then closes, or goes into contract, drops out, and goes through the cycle again. Or it expires, or for some period of time, it's sitting there as just simply an active listing. So the 199, let me caution you on these 15-day windows. I have not gone back and done an historical analysis. It's very hard to get this particular type of information. But it strikes me as that's kind of a normal 199 over a 2-week period of time are going to be expiring as we're going through the system. That has dropped. It's only 89 expired in the last 15 days. There's another number, however, which is really interesting and really insightful, and that is the number of listings that have been withdrawn. So a seller may decide, I'm not sure I want to do this, let's withdraw the listing. It doesn't happen really often, but it happens, and across the entire valley, it happens more than one might like to believe is true. So in the 15-day period ended yesterday, so from the 8th to the 23rd of March, there were 307 houses that were withdrawn, listed either W or WC in the MLS. In the 15-day period prior to that, there were 229. So that's kind of interesting. And in fact, if we look further in the last 7 days, so from the 14th to the 23rd of March, there were 189 single-family homes that were withdrawn from the market. Now, to make that clearer, right, this is a statistically significant statement. In the 2 weeks prior to the most current 2 weeks, there were 15 houses per day that were withdrawn from the market. In the last 2 weeks, there were 20 houses per day that were withdrawn from the market. And if we look at only the last 1 week, there were 27 houses that were withdrawn from the market. So number of houses coming out of the market without a sale is increasing, right? They're being withdrawn. Why would sellers withdraw from the market? Maybe they don't want people traipsing through their house looking at it right now. Maybe they definitely don't want to have open houses right now. Maybe they're concerned about their own ability to buy a new house right now. Maybe they have experienced a layoff or something in the family. Quite possible. Or maybe they're just simply sufficiently uncertain about the future. They've decided, let's hold back, let's put our plans on hold. And so they've decided to withdraw. Now, these are not massive numbers, right? If we add up the 229 and the 307 over the past month, 536 houses, that's about 12% of the inventory in the market right now is being withdrawn. So it's a statistically significant and interesting piece of information. It's a higher number than we normally would see, but it's not the entire market, it's just simply evaporating. So let me give you another statistic to instill some level of calm. The market's still functioning. It's still functioning approximately properly. In the last 15 days, March 8th to 23rd, there were 1,093 single-family homes that closed, not just went into contract, but that actually closed. So that means that that's a 15-day period, right? If we were to double that, that would mean 2,200 approximately homes sold. That would be down some, but remember, most homes are selling in the latter half of the month. So you may be getting a slightly warped number there for comparison purposes. Again, it's slightly hard to make comparisons to historical time periods through this data because this is an unusual cut of the data. It's an unusual way to look at it. But I tell you that almost 1,100, 1,093 sold, that means the market's functioning, right? Lenders are still lending, underwriters are still underwriting, appraisers are still appraising, inspectors are still inspecting, buyers are still buying, and sellers are still selling. There are people getting concerned. The market's getting a little bit thinner. Inventory that we would normally expect to be increasing significantly at this time of year, it's not increasing significantly. And so we're seeing a tightening in this market. We're seeing a slowdown likely in this market. If you're thinking of selling, call me, call an experienced or knowledgeable real estate agent who can help you think seriously about what you're going to do here and how you're going to position your house, how you're going to actually market it. If you're thinking about buying right now, there are fewer buyers looking. There's less to look at because inventory is really tight. Still thousands of houses, but in your particular price range, in the particular area you may be looking in, inventory is going to be really tight. But if you're a buyer right now, there are fewer buyers looking, and consequently, you might be able to get a little bit easier time in the negotiation over price or repairs or other things like that. Now, let me caution for those of you who are thinking the market's collapsing and prices are going to head down dramatically, they're going to plummet. The market's not collapsing. I just told you the numbers are 1,093 sales have been completed in the last 15 days in this market. And inventory is really tight. While some sellers are withdrawing their houses, that's making inventory tighter. There are buyers out there who are still looking. There are buyers out there who are still buying. And this is not the stock market. Prices don't go dramatically higher and dramatically lower over short periods of time. And in the Las Vegas Valley, despite what happened in the 2006 to 2011 timeframe, housing prices are not going to drop like that. That's a 5-year time frame during which housing prices drop that way. We're not going to have these quarantine and close to quarantine type scenarios playing out for a 5-year period of time. I don't know exactly how the future unfolds, but I do know the future will unfold. Most people will be perfectly fine. People will be alive. People will be needing houses. People will be moving to Las Vegas because it's a great place to live. The sun will come up and we're all going to be looking for houses. So we're not going to see a precipitous drop in housing prices. And if you're waiting for that to happen, you're not going to actually be buying a house unless you go to a place like Detroit. And that's not meant to be a slam on Detroit, but structurally, there are reasons why certain cities have significantly declining housing prices, and some cities have stable, and some cities have increasing housing prices. Las Vegas is one of those metropolitan areas where housing prices will continue to increase. That's the economy we live in. That's the shortage of housing we have for the population we already have, which is a growing population. So I wanted to give you this mid-month market update for March because of the discontinuities we've had in the market where people are having to suddenly stay home, where people are losing their jobs in large numbers. These things will have an impact to slow the housing market. They are already having some level of impact on sellers saying, I don't want to put my house into the market right now, and other sellers saying, I was listed, but I want to withdraw from the market. But the activity continues at a slower pace. And I expect that within the next, I don't know how long, 20 to 100 day period of time from now, we're going to see the market start to function completely normally, and we're going to be able to see lots of transactions with the normally increasing spring inventory probably happening in the summertime. So again, please talk to a real estate agent if you're thinking about buying, if you're thinking about selling. More than ever, the knowledge and experience that real estate agents have can help you. Nobody has particularized experience with exactly what we're going through right now, but there are similarities to other periods of time and other locations. So I lived in New York City and worked in the World Trade Center on 9/11. New York City shut down for a period of time, very much like much of the country is shutting down right now. There was no economic activity that happened in Manhattan from 14th Street and below for a period of time, for several weeks. So we will get through this. We will get stronger individually and as a society. So I am Justin Miller with the Chong Miller Group. I look forward to helping you with your real estate adventures. Thank you.